problem with America, the government don't tell their people to buy silver and gold. They don't want us to have it for some reason.
Yeah.
You take a country like India, China, they're telling their people to stockpile it.
Chris, they say
Yes.
comparison is the thief of joy. Have you ever heard that statement? Comparison is the thief of joy.
No.
Okay, well, that means that if you compare yourself to other people, it's the thief of joy, meaning it will take joy away from you. And what do you think about people that compare the size of their stacks with their size of other people's stacks? Do you think that's a smart thing to do?
Well, there are many YouTubers out there, which they all really do a great job. If you hear a helicopter, everybody, I'm sorry, there's one going over my head.
That's all right.
But anyways, they show the whole stack or part of their stack, and don't compare your stack with anybody else's. For one, you don't know how long they've been stacking for. Two, you don't know how much uniform fiat money they have to get this stuff. And a lot of people do sponsor these other channels that send them stuff too. So did they get this through sponsorships? Don't know. But what my point is, when you see someone else's put on their table 150 ounces, 300 ounces of silver, and you only got 50 ounces, you will get there. It does not happen overnight. Don't go out there rush to get to your next coin shop, your next online deal, and not have enough funds to pay your bills.
Right. Can you see the screen, Chris?
I can see the screen.
Can you see me?
No.
Oh, well, I'm showing off my two giant gold bars, and if you're going to compare yourself to somebody, compare them to me. And look at this sucker. Now, this is fake. I just want to make sure everybody knows that these are fakes. But yeah, you don't know how much. You don't even know if what people have are fake, right? People may have seen this in the background and thought, "Oh, Ron's got, Ron's got a giant gold bar." No, this is fake. This is fake. This is real. But how do you think I feel?
Ron?
What's that?
Are you sure about that?
Is what the silver bar real?
Yeah. I'm joking with you, Ron.
Well, you're winning. You won. Yeah, if I stick a magnet to it, it sticks. That means it's real, right?
No, that would mean it'd be unicorn fat dust.
No, this is real. This is this meant, right? CNT up in Massachusetts, is that right?
That's up in Massachusetts. That's correct. Yes.
Yeah. I got one of these. So if you want to compare your stack, just compare it to me, because this is my stack, right?
No comment.
First Mining Gold is a development company advancing two of the largest gold projects in Canada. Springpole in Ontario and Duparquet, located in Quebec, each already has 5 million ounces of gold reserves, but exploration initiatives are underway at both projects to find even more gold. First Mining is well-financed, has zero debt, and owns an interest in 4 additional Canadian gold development projects.
What about other options for silver, right? The premiums are getting so high right now. Any other ideas on ways people might be able to get some silver besides thievery?
Yeah, I mean, other options would be, like I mentioned, the Qualler Australian coins.
Mm-hmm.
They're cheaper than American Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud to be born in this country and be an American citizen, but I cannot tell anybody the American Eagle is a great deal right now. It's not. No. I think if you hear that from a coin shop, they're telling you the truth. If they're pushing the silver Eagles, well, then maybe stay away from that shop. I mean, you just have, rounds. At the end of the day, when silver really takes off, 50, 60, 85, whatever hundreds of dollars you want to talk about, it's not going to matter at the end of the day. An ounce of silver is going to be an ounce of silver. It's just not going to matter. Now people say, Well, if silver goes to $100, it's the coin shop's gonna be the bottom. Well, I can't speak for every single coin shop. Really can't speak for one I work for. But we do have some cash flow that we can work with. Can that run out fast? Yes, it can run out. Now, I've said this in many of your videos are on. Nobody thought, when gold was $538 back in 2005, where gold is today, well, people are still buying gold at today's prices.
Right.
It really is not going to matter on the price of silver and gold, what the price is going to be. There's going to be buyers out there for it. There may be less buyers out there because not everybody can afford gold right now.
And Chris, if you want to do something fun, try to find some silver, for instance, go to yard sales, go to the Goodwill store, look around. There's a great book, 925 Thrift, written all about different places where most people don't know anything about silver. So they'll sell it in their garage sale, they'll donate it to the Goodwill, whatever the case may be. There are some treasures to be had out there. Is that an accurate statement, Chris?
That's true. And that book that you have and I got, and I want to make a full disclosure. The author did send me a free copy of this book.
Oh, is that why you're saying you like it?
No, that's not why I'm saying I like it.
I'm just joking.
But that book there is really a good, I don't matter if you're an expert. I don't even like using that word, or advanced in silver, or someone who's just starting out. Think about the 92.5% jewelry. You can find the stuff at yard sales, flea markets, grandma's basement, grandma's attic. If you can find these little deals and get it on the spot, some of these coin shops will buy this back from you. And you can take that profit you made and get an ounce of silver, get 2 ounces of silver. And guess what? You might not really have to pay that much for it.
Yeah. I thought that book, I learned a lot from that book. And it is packed full of what I would say is very useful information. And I would say, that I'm probably, when it comes to my knowledge of silver, probably for a stacker's level, I'm probably maybe average to a little bit above average. I still learned a lot, and it kept my attention the entire time, and I learned a lot. I'd say unless you're like the silver guru, like maybe Andy Scheckman wouldn't enjoy reading it, right? Because he's just knows so much about silver. But for all of the rest of us, it's a great book to read. I mean, I thought it was, and I did get it, and I'm not just saying that because I got the book sent to me by the author. It's a great little source book that I'll continue to keep around because I'll refer back to it, I'm sure, many times.
You could pick that up book on Amazon for $15. It's good if anybody decides to get a copy of that book. I will tell you will get your money back.
Yeah,
probably 4 or 5 times, probably within the first 3 or 4 months, if you know what you are doing.
Yeah, it'll teach you some really great and give you some great information that, it could pay you back thousands and thousands of times potentially, right? I mean,
over the course of yes, I mean,
over the course of your life.
Exactly, because if you can pick up a small little chain and it's worth $3 or $4 and you're picking this up for $1 at a yard sale or a flea market, and
Right.
you find 20 in a month, well, that's and they're worth $3 or $4 each. Well, you made yourself a couple ounces of regular silver. And people are going to comment on this one too. Don't forget about the 40% $10.50.
Yeah.
It takes about 7 of them to make an ounce.
1965 to 1969, is that right?
1970, don't forget about the proofs.
Okay.
The 1970s are the proofs.
Hey, let's go ahead.
The melt value on those right now on the 40% as we're talking, they're about $3.84 melt value. I'm picking them up for $4 on eBay. That's a steal. That's a steal.
That's a good deal. I don't know if you saw this, but the Silver Institute updated some of their numbers this week for last year. Record demand for silver, 1.242 billion ounces were demanded. The mining industry only provided, what was it, 822 ounces. So there was a massive deficit in silver. The future looks bright. I mean, whether you're talking about solar panels, electric cars, investment demand. What was really interesting, Chris, and this relates to you, is investment demand has gone up every year for the last 5 years. But in the USA, last year, the investment demand was basically flat. Last year, most of the increase came from India. Basically, what they're saying is that, America, and let's remember, we're still the richest country right now on the face of the earth, but Americans haven't really woken up to silver, but it kind of feels like they are now. Would that be your read on what's going on out there?
To a point, you were right, Ron. Because
Yeah.
it's just starting to come on the mainstream media. It's not constant. The word's getting out to your channel, other channels.
I am
TV.
I am the mainstream media.
You are the best, Ron.
Yeah.
No, there's no doubt about that, my friend. But you are absolutely right. But the problem with America, the government don't tell their people to buy silver and gold. They don't want us to have it for some reason.
Yeah.
You take a country like India, China, they're telling their people to stockpile it. Why is the bank stockpiling it? They may not be stockpiling so much silver, but then you look at JP Morgan, who has millions of ounces on hand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and now I was watching another channel. I was watching Alaskan Prepper, and he was talking about this unicorn that we're coming out with.
Yeah.
And he was saying it was just another fiat currency. Well, you know what? He's right on.
Yeah.
That's all what it is.
Yeah.
You're just gonna be tracked with it.
Right.
I think we're tracked enough. I think we're tracked enough with our cell phones and everything else. Our vehicles have black boxes in them now, the newer vehicles. I think we're tracked enough. We don't need to be tracked for everything what we buy.
Yeah,
But
and there was some controversy about this unicoin. Initially, it was announced that the IMF was behind it, but then, from what I understand, the IMF came out a few days later and said, no, we're not the ones backing this, but supposedly it's backed by a number of big, Western sovereign countries, and it's kind of shady. Doesn't really quite make sense.
I mean, if it's not backed by gold or silver, it's just like dollar bill. It's just like it.
Yeah. Well, and I know you love Bitcoin, so you don't want anything to interfere with your Bitcoin, right, Chris?
Well, it's funny when Bitcoin goes down, like it has been this week. Yeah, silver and gold's gone down some, but not as much as Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Those people they vanish a while until Bitcoin comes back. Then they come on these channels and they say, buy Bitcoin, buy this Bitcoin. I will ask again, when the lights go out, when the internet goes out, how are you going to use your Bitcoin?
That's right.
Or any of these cryptos? Nobody's answered me that question. When the lights go out, I can take an ounce of silver. I can take an ounce of silver and I can go get what I need still.
Right. And if you have a light source, you can use it to reflect, because it is the most reflective metal on the face of the earth, right? If the lights go out.
And that's true. And I wanted to touch something that Pat Holland said on your last video. He's absolutely right. We need more silver. We use silver.
Yeah.
Silver's in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Why, the devices we use every day, our cell phones, the computers, they all got silver in them. Medical equipment's got silver in it. The list goes on and on. Medication, got some silver in it, depending on what medication it is. Solar panels, these new, no gas cars, these EV cars, that's all
Mhm.
silver in them. We can live without gold. We really could live without gold. We can't live without silver. It's the most undervalued asset in the world.
We
By
love
far.
silver, right?
Silver will outperform gold. This is
Yeah.
my prediction. Silver will outperform gold by percentage base.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny.
I think there's a lot of people that feel that way. And I think there's a definitely a strong thesis that would indicate that very likely could be the case. One thing for sure, Chris, we're going to find out. Thank you, Chris, for joining me. And on behalf of all the viewers, I want to say thank you, Chris, for generously sharing with us your knowledge and your time. Did I miss anything or anything further you want to say before we say goodbye to everyone?
Yes, just one more thing. Again, I want to
Yeah.
remind everybody that this is April 21st, 2023. So these prices may be a little bit different before this video does get dropped. Silver dime right now, last week was melting for $1.84. This week is melting for $1.82. A quarter last week, $4.60. This week, $4.55. A $0.50 was melting for $9.20. And today, as we speak, is melting for $9.11. We did not have a bad week in silver. We didn't have a
No.
bad week in gold.
No.
These prices are holding.
Yeah.
So,
you know what I noticed over the last few weeks with silver and gold is like both of them, especially silver, several times they've exhibited to me a lot of resilience. Like they get beat down, $35, but by the end of the day, they're only down, for gold, it's only down $10. Or like today, it was down like $35 this morning. What did it end? Down 24? I mean, it still was, today was a crappy day. I think we're at peak hawkishness again. And that's what caused it, is this idea that the Fed is going to have some leeway to keep raising rates. And I don't see it. I don't see it a much longer sustained period where the Fed's going to be able to keep raising rates without just destroying everything. Maybe that's what they want to do. I don't know.
And exactly, one more point I want to make. Now we got to start watching the time frame when those metals do get beat down. It used to be the New York, right before it opens up in the States here, they would beat it down. But now it's getting beat down overnight.
Mhm.
So that's the London market is beating it down. The New York market is bringing it back up.
Right.
So let's keep that. So how much does the COMEX really have now? And how much does
Not a
the
lot.
LBMA have in their votes?
Not a lot.
I think the LBMA has got a little bit more than the COMEX at this
Yeah.
point. That's what the charts are telling me at this point.
Right. Right.
All right, Ron. Thank
You know
you
what
for
this
everything.
is? No, thank you, Chris. You know what, Dominic? I don't think I've showed you this. You know what that is?
I can't see you, sir.
Oh, well, all the viewers can. When you watch the video, you'll see it. It's a piece of silver ore a buddy of mine brought back from Idaho. His uncle had worked in one of the old silver mines up in Idaho, and he brought me this silver rock, this rock that's got silver in it. It's pretty cool. Thanks. Thank you, Chris. Hey guys, leave a nice message, a nice comment for Chris below. Please tell him thank you. If you enjoy the content, here I have something new I'm supposed to read to you. On a daily basis, I put out videos that have perceptive insights into the world of gold and silver. That's what Susie said I should say during all the videos. So, leave a comment below, subscribe if you haven't. And Chris, anything else you need to say?
I just want to thank your wife, Susie, for everything she does behind the scenes.
You mean Susan?
Now, I only got yelled at for that one. Yes, everybody, I did call Ron's wife, Susan, before we did this. I made a mistake.
That's right. That's all right. She thought it was funny. Now, but I'm never going to get out of the basement. All right, Chris, you take it easy, buddy. We'll see you.
See you
We'll
later,
see you
Ron.
soon. All right.
See you next
bye-bye.
week. Yeah, bye-bye.